What's up, it's Louis Savage Legs Media, and we're here today. It's stage four. Stage four has just concluded, so we've had four stages of the Dauphiné, and it's looking very, very interesting. And I'm gonna just go right off the bat and tell you what I think. Believe it or not, I don't think Tadej's gonna win this one. I think Remco has a really good chance of winning this Dauphiné after the time trial today. He's climbing pretty good. All he has to do is basically just stay with the boys. He doesn't have to do anything spectacular. Jonas is going to just pretty much just ride everyone, try to ride everyone into the ground. And Jonas is looking unbelievably strong. And it's crazy. I'm watching Tadej Pogacar, and I can't remember which tour it was, but where Remco he had just gotten back and like his legs are fresh and he needed to get his legs in place, and it just wasn't happening. And it's looking exactly like that for Tadej. Tadej is still strong. Tadej is still there. Tadej is still going to contest, but he finished 49 seconds down today. 49 seconds down on the time trial, which is a big margin to JonasVingegaard in the mountains. You don't give somebody like Jonas that type of time. But I still find it crazy that Jonas hasn't done any races. And they say the biggest thing for excuse me, racing is for that top end performance. You need the excuse me, you need that punishment in the legs to give him that top end. So I think Tadej is sort of coming down right now, and this Dauphiné will put his legs, on the way in place for the tour and get him in place for the tour. And this is what I predict. I think Jonas is going to go well in this Dauphiné, but on the back of the Tour de France, because that's like 6 weeks from now. And I think for Jonas, it's going to be harder to keep that and sustain that high level of performance that Tadej already and Remco already have, because Remco has quite a few more races than Tadej does as well. So with that, I think Remco from this just watching from this time trial, I definitely think Remco has a really good chance to take care of the business and finish on top of the podium. Yeah, it says a lot, but I'm gonna sorry. I do believe that. So let's just recap who the winners for. So for stage one, we all know who stage one was. Stage one was Tadej Pogacar. He won stage one. And stage two went to Jonathan Milan, winning in the sprint. And his boys battled hard to get him back to the group a couple times, and he got back, but it didn't happen on stage three. Stage three was won by the young Ivan Romo, uh, who won the yellow jersey yesterday, but he lost it today to the amazing Remco Evenepoel, who put 20 plus seconds into JonasVingegaard and then put 49 seconds uh, into Tadej Pogacar, who finished fourth behind Medio Jorgensen. And so you have two Visma Lisa riders in front of Tadej Pogacar. So UAE is going to have it all to do. And I honestly think 30 seconds for JonasVingegaard, for his legs are fresh. So I think this week is going to be good for him. It's going to be strong because it's not too long. So it's going to be strong for the week. But it's going to be a different. I'm going to put it out on put it out on a limb and say it's going to be pretty tough for him to do the same thing come lead toward the France. I honestly believe that. So, but this is just a quick look at what happened today. So as you can see, Remco is flying past guys. He's catching guys like his minute man. He's catching them like it's like he's taking candy from a baby. And this is Tadej Pogacar, who basically will go through the first check almost 30 seconds behind Remco, and some no, yeah, it was like 20 seconds behind JonasVingegaard, and yeah, so he was 30 seconds plus up on Remco's time, because Remco had the fastest time, and Jonas went through it 11 seconds down. So this is Remco Evenepoel putting in an amazing performance on the day, and he would finish 37 seconds in front of Medio Jorgensen, who would have to get up out of the hot seat, who was sitting in the hot seat. And then shortly after Remco, JonasVingegaard will come through and finish some 20 seconds behind them, followed by Tadej Pogacar, who was a further 30 seconds, but 49 seconds to the beating of Remco. But then you would see the young man, Ivan, his name is Ivan. Let's see if I can find his name. Ivan Romeo, who won the yellow jersey yesterday. He would lose the yellow jersey today to Remco, who just was basically in a league of his own. And it was amazing to see. And then the other thing, we go back to stage one, the stage that Tadej won. And the crazy thing about this stage is like right here, Tadej said that you can see him really, like, putting down the watts to catch on to Jonas. And he said that Jonas, the attack was like just furious, and he had to work really hard to close that gap. And then the other thing was Matthew Van Der Poel, who also, then he had Santiago Butrago, and then they will be joined by Remco, and that five will go away and stay away, and then Tadej would win the stage, which was an amazing thing. But just the power, just like I think that's a lot to do with the freshness in the legs, and basically blowing out all of that training that Jonas has been doing. So the thing that he doesn't have is the foundation, which is anything I fear for him, which is the reason why I actually, if I had a few extra bob or pounds or dollars to put on somebody, I'd put it on Remco. I put it on Remco, and I honestly think Remco is going to be able to take the win. Take the win on a, I think it's Sunday's the final day. Saturday or Sunday is the final day, whichever day it is. But it's going to be really, really interesting. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. And just one quick look at the TT again. So this is JonasVingegaard. I mean, he put in a pretty blistering time. And then there you see Remco having the pool just blasting past everybody. I mean, blasting past everybody like it ain't nothing. And we just need to take a quick look at the stages coming up. So let's have a quick look at the stages and see what's coming up. Look at the stages coming up, the stage tomorrow. Remco said he didn't think that it's going to be any major happenings tomorrow. He thinks that it's going to be a sprint finish tomorrow, because you had a couple category 3 climbs, which are climbs the sprinters can get over. So there's two things that can happen. There's either going to be a breakaway that gets away, survives the day, and then wins the day, or there will be a sprint finish. And it is a course that's capable of the sprinters to, hold it together. They'll get dropped on maybe 1 or 2 climbs, but then they will work their way back, because after the last climb, they do have enough time to get back, as long as they're close, on the first 2 climbs, and where they don't lose too much time, where they'll like, concede some time over the climbs, but knowing they can get that time back on the descents. So you got 2 back-to-back climbs, so they're going to lose quite some time there. But then the second climb is a very, very long descent, so it's really possible to get back time. So I don't see much changing tomorrow in GC. I think that Remco will ride to make sure he holds on to his yellow jersey, and make sure that if it's anybody that's in contention and they're threatening the yellow jersey, the Soudal Quick Step boys will go after them and shut that down, so that Remco holds on to that yellow jersey, because it's important that Remco, that they hold on to that yellow jersey to the end. So that's tomorrow's stage 5. Stage 6 is our mountaintop finish. So this is where you will see the GC start to sort itself out. So you got 2 category. Let's see if I can make that big so you can see what category. So you got category 4 climb in the beginning. It's quite short. Category 3, then 1 category 1 climb, and then it quite a bit of flat, but it looks like a false flat, like it's like going slowly uphill. But then you have a category 2 climb, which I think if Remco survives the category 1 climb, he's going to get to the finish on the category 2 climb. I don't think they'll get rid of Remco on the category 2 climb. So if they're gonna do any damage, it's got to be on the category 1. But if they do manage to distance Remco on this climb, he has enough time to between climbs of his team, like to get him back and get back onto the group. So I don't think that Remco will lose any time or lose his jersey if something weird doesn't happen tomorrow. So I think he'll hold on to his jersey. And then when we go to stage 7, so stage 7 is a category category or climb. So this is a climb that's really going to test Remco if he's steel and yellow, because this is a lot harder. The climbs are really, really long. So are they doing the same climb twice? It looks like they might be doing the same climb twice, but it looks a little bit different. So this one's going to be really tough. It's got a finish, and it's all category or, and that means off the Richter scale. So it's category 4, it's category 4, 3, 2, 1, and category or. It's, I think it's HOUR something. Is it HOUR or something? But the category or, and that just means that it's off the Richter scale. So you're gonna get percentages up there that they can't really measure, because they're so steep in some sections, and they're not just steep in sections, they're steep for a long period of time. So I think this is where Jonas is going to have his chance to do his damage, and this is where we're going to see who is at the moment is the strongest. And I honestly think that Tadej is not there right now. He's done a lot of racing. He's had a really good rest period and stuff. And I think it's now, like, trying to get the legs fired back up. So I think that's where Tadej is right now, just trying to get those legs fired back up. So that's going to be, this stage is going to be brutal. I mean, there's going to be some major time gaps and changes on stage 7. And then we go to stage 8, the final stage. It looks slightly easier, but looks can be deceiving, because they start off on a small category 3 climb. Then they go to a category 2 climb, which is a little bit longer. Then the category 1 climb is longer, but then, as you can see, it continues to rise all the way to the end. So then you have a small category 3 followed by category 2, finish on the category 1 climb. So it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be lots of time losses and time gains in these, well, not tomorrow so much, but the last 3 days. It's going to be on and popping. But anyway, this has been Initially Be Savage Legs Media. I hope you hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and we hopefully be back either tomorrow or the day after. It'll probably be not tomorrow, probably be after the first mountain stage, and you see what happens. If if lightning strikes twice, and something amazing happens on stage, what is it, stage 6. So that's what we're looking forward to. So anyway, like I said, in this League, we say with your legs media, please hit the like button, please subscribe to the channel, and I appreciate everyone that's tuned in. And I'm just going to keep trying to bring in you more and more stuff. So keep it locked. I'm about to also upload a criterium, the Crystal Palace Tuesday night crits, and some of the action from Tuesday night. It was pretty interesting.